So I'm joined now by Republican Senator Tommy Tuberville of Alabama. He gave a speech earlier this week slamming, quote, progressive efforts to indoctrinate our children. Thank you very much for being here, Senator. You heard Jen Psaki at the White House podium. She said this is not indoctrination. She said it's elevating our next generation leaders to understand systemic racism in the United States.
Well, we shouldn't be using education to cement the ideas of inequality. I've been in teaching and education for 40 years, and that's where we teach kids about this country and about how we got here and about the future, and not about things such as racism. Obviously, there's racism everywhere, Martha. I've been involved in it. I've watched it. We've worked through it. But the thing about this is we cannot be driving things such as 1619 theory into the heads of kids across this country. We should be teaching them history and civics, things that they need to understand about how this great country got here.
You know, one of the tenets that goes into critical race theory curriculums, and I spent part of today looking at the recommended curriculums that go along with these programs put out by the Pulitzer Foundation and others. If you're a teacher and you want to teach 1619, then you go to these websites. And then I also looked at Kendi, who's one of the writers who is very central to anti-racism, which is the language that's being used around this. And I just want to put this quote up on the board because this is what he said in a conversation about how to be an anti-racist. He says, most white people would say, I'm not racist. And if they're saying that, and if they're saying and they're swearing that they're not racist, then chances are they're being racist. What do you say to that, sir?
Well, the biggest thing is, I mean, you can look at that any way you want to. But the biggest thing, and the thing that I did as a football coach for all those years, is you try to bring people together as people, not as different colors, different races, different religions. The thing that we try to do is we divide people, and then we say we're going to bring them together. We're all Americans, and if we don't start looking at that in that frame of mind, we're not ever going to get over this racism. It's not going to happen. We just keep dividing ourselves every day, and it usually starts in the media. Now they're trying to get it into education. Now, they've been doing this for years, Martha. It just isn't now starting. I've been complaining about it for 10 or 15 years. It's just come to the point now where people are starting to recognize it. Parents are starting to recognize it. And now that that's happened, I think you're going to hear people start coming out saying, we're not going to allow this to happen to our kids.
Yeah. I remember listening to then Senator Barack Obama at the convention in Boston in 2004, and he gave a speech where he said, we're not a black America, we're not a white America, we're the United States of America. And that notion of pulling us together, as you just discussed, seems to be lost in this current conversation about something that Jen Psaki says, you know, appears dangerous and scary, but it's really not. Senator, thank you. Thank you very much for being here. Good to see you today.
Thank you.